Operation Safe Neighborhood. This is an enforcement strategy which takes place once a month for 3 consecutive days, 20 hours each day. District resources, in conjunction with support services, target locations in each district identified by our crime analysis unit where there's a high incidence of crime and violations pertaining to quality of life issues. To date, in 2008, under Operation Safe Neighborhood, the Cleveland Division of Police with our partners have made 739 drug arrests, 51 carrying a concealed weapon arrests, other felony arrests 262, firearms confiscated 89, curfew arrests 308, liquor violations 100, and 92 prostitution arrests. Another operation is Operation Buckeye. This is an operation that is conducted in conjunction with the State Highway Patrol where we target quality of life issues. Again, at a location identified by our crime analysis unit. The detail is conducted for 5 consecutive days, 16 hours a day. To date, they've made 32 felony arrests, 25 drug arrests, 39 misdemeanor arrests, and have issued 272 citations. The last one I'd like to mention as far as our strategies is Operation Focus, also known as the David Kennedy Project. Dr. Kennedy is the director for the Center for Crime and Prevention and Control at John Jay College of Criminal Justice in New York. This project has been implemented in other cities in this country. Example is Boston Cease Fire, and has been quite successful in reducing the number of homicides in the respective cities. This program has been implemented in the City of Cleveland under the direction of Mr. Blaine Griffin, the Director of Community Relations Department for the City of Cleveland. The purpose of this program is to identify and target youth and adult offenders in the community and challenge them to make the right choices during a call-in process. This project is comprised of 3 components, 3 very important components: law enforcement, the community voice, and social services. The ultimate goal of the project is to send a message to those individuals who are on the bubble, on the edge, to make the right choice, because there are individuals and organizations within our community who are willing to help. As a result of the enforcement actions and strategies I have just identified, over the past 20 months, here in the City of Cleveland, Part 1 crimes have been reduced by 18.8%, and homicides this year to date are down 25.3%. But the law enforcement community understands that if you are a victim of a crime, it doesn't matter to you if crime rates are down 50%. All you know is that it was your loved one that was injured or your property that was stolen. And it is for this reason the Division of Police, along with our local, county, and federal partners, will continue to be very proactive in addressing crime and quality of life issues in the City of Cleveland. But it is also very important to remember law enforcement agencies across this country cannot do this alone. And that leads me into the next topic of discussion, and that's community involvement, partnerships. I have a few comments on this topic which I believe impacts our community, not only on the local level, but on the national level, and definitely impacts the future generations that follow. Let me begin by stating that police agencies cannot prevent crime. And I'll repeat that. Police agencies cannot prevent crime. What we do is suppress crime. We move it around, we incarcerate people, but we do not prevent it. Just a quick statistic. We know that incarcerating individuals do not address the issue of preventing crime because better than 65% of the individuals incarcerated, once released from prison, become repeat offenders again. What does that tell us? But although With enough resources, money, personnel, equipment, we can have an impact on crime. We can reduce it, and we can make our cities safer. But we also know that when we reduce crime by increasing our resources, on the flip side, when we reduce our resources, crime will increase at some point in time. But the real question is, how do we prevent crime? And what do I mean by this? Police agencies all around this country respond to symptoms of social ills. Drug use, robbery, burglaries. These attacks against the fabrics of our community are symptoms of social ills that run very deep into our culture. Police agencies and personnel are not equipped or properly trained to address the social ills that are impacting our communities. We are provided the training to understand the culture, the social climate, and issues in the communities we are servicing, but we are not equipped to deal specifically with the social ills that create the symptoms which we call crime. As police agencies, we enforce the law, we keep the peace, but that in itself will not prevent crime. In order to prevent crime, we as a community, both locally and nationally, have to come together to develop consistent strategies dealing with and addressing those social ills which are impacting all our major cities across this country. In order to prevent crime, police agencies, local, county, state, and federal, have to work in conjunction with our community partners to identify those social ills which are creating the symptoms, again, which we call crime. I know everyone in this room can identify or provide a definition of what I have been calling a social ill. That will not be the difficult process. The real challenge will be developing the team strategies, the partnerships, to move forward and to change the way we do business, to address the issues, change the culture. The discouraging fact is that these are social problems that have to be addressed over generations. We may not see the results of our hard work in our lifetime, but it's contingent on us. It's contingent on us to build the infrastructure for the generations that follow. This is a frustration that has been impacting police agencies, it seems like forever. We arrest individuals, then we rearrest them. We respond to problems in the same neighborhoods, year after year, generation replacing generation. The term cycle of violence, one generation perpetuates the next. If we do not, as a society, develop strategies to address these cycles, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, there will be different people in this room talking about the same issue. How do we prevent crime? As a society, we must develop a team approach. The different entities have to come together to develop the strategies to once again prevent crime. Along with law enforcement, we need to provide positive opportunities for our young people so that they can become engaged in positive activities. Mayor Jackson has instructed me and others in city government, for example, community relations, the school district, workforce development, Department of Recreation, to create opportunities for youth to keep them off the streets, to offer career paths, and to help them understand the consequences of making the wrong choice. More of this must take place if we as a community are ever going to solve the real causes of crime. The entire community, parents, law enforcement, businesses, religious, must come together and work towards the common goal of addressing these social ills. When that happens, the symptoms of crime will be reduced and we'll be moving towards our goal of crime prevention. This summer, the Division of Police worked to send a message to the community that their participation in public service is crucial to our success. In the meantime, the Cleveland Division of Police will continue to make Cleveland a great city, one where people feel safe walking down their streets and where people choose to live and work.